All right, so we're just opening up this article. All right, so you don't have to open it up because you'll be looking at my screen. But what you need to do though is make sure you open up a new Google Doc and just have a blank one there. So do this now if you haven't. Okay, we'll call it News ELA New Article. Okay, make sure you have that open. I'll give you guys like 30 seconds to make sure you've done that. Jaskar, are you doing this? Okay, cool. All right, so you have a blank article, and we're gonna make a table, which you guys should know how to do now. Insert table. We'll make it 3 by like 10. All right, make sure you have that. So you should have a 3 by 10 table. Make sure you have that. So this says News ELA New Article up top here, and then you should have a table 3 by 10. All right, next step. This is actually, I'm gonna make it bigger, so let's make it 30, so people can see. Okay, these are the pros. Kids playing. This would be cons. I don't know why it's not making it big for me again. And this is the article. Because it's going to end. So this is what you should have. Make sure you can just create a new doc. It doesn't matter where it's at, Arial, just as long as you have it. What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. All right. So I'm split screening. You don't need to do this. You just need to keep your screen open. All right. So let's pull that down. This is going right. This is going left. All right. This is the wrong. This is the other classes. This what's going on? Is there anything hiding back here? I have too many things open now. I'm confusing myself. What did I just do with it? All right, so you should have this thing. All right, so you don't have to just dual screen it because I need to do it so you can see, but you guys don't need to do that because you need to be able to see where you're ready. All right, so we're gonna write the top of the article. You can copy and paste it or type it. It's actually probably easier to copy and paste it. So this is the name of the article. Make sure you have it there so you know where you get this from. All right, so we're just going to read this article as I'm going through it. Again, we've done this before. We're just going to put the reasons for why someone would or wouldn't play competitive sports. So this is about little kids. All right. Here we go. So it's exercise is important for everyone, even kids as young as 3. All right. So new government guidelines want kids to move more, sit less, and get active as young as age 3. The guidelines stress that all exercise, any amount, any type, helps health. So the first reason, this is a reason that I could take from it being good, is that any exercise could okay. Make sure you have that. The advice is the first update since the government's physical activity guidelines came out 10 years ago. Since then, the list of benefits have grown. There's more evidence to suggest that there were of unknown value before. This means short, high-intensity workouts and taking the stairs instead of an elevator are good for you. Doing something is better than doing nothing, and doing more is better than doing something, said Dr. Donald Lloyd-Jones, a preventive medicine expert at Northwestern University in Chicago. So you can actually put another one. So doing more exercise is better. So paragraph 3. So that's another argument I could use. Make sure you are writing this down. So again, the purpose of this is that you should be using citations from the articles that you read to put into your own essays to make them stronger. So this process just makes sure that I have details I can use, and then I can reference them back, and then I can just go back into the article, find the actual quote, and put it in there. All right. Only 20% of Americans get enough exercise now. The childhood obesity problem has pushed doctors to aim at younger to prevent poor health later in life. So there's actually 3 different reasons I can use in that 2 sentences. What's one of them? Again, we're using these 2 sentences here. So let me make it bigger so you guys can see it. So it says, in this sentence here, only 20% of Americans get enough exercise now. The childhood obesity problem has pushed doctors to aim younger to prevent poor health later in life. Obesity means fat, just in case you didn't know that. So what's one of the reasons I could take from these 2 sentences? That is one reason I could use. What is one reason? Frank, do you have a reason for missing more? What is one reason I can take from this? Ms. Soto is correct. That's one reason. Right? So prevents poor health. Actually, you're missing a slight part of it later in life. So that's one reason. So prevent poor health later in life. It's paragraph. Is that 5? Yeah, paragraph 5. Yeah, so Zunio and Soto, those are both the same um, idea. There's 2 more ideas there. What's one of the other ideas? I just want to give people time to write that just in case they get it. Why is that stupid thing? All right, so what's another idea there besides that? It's that same 2 sentences. So preventing it older. What else? What does the first sentence say? What is in the first sentence? That's the second sentence, but that's another reason. Good. So childhood obesity. Again, childhood obesity is fat. Also. Childhood obesity. And the last one that is in the first sentence, which nobody has mentioned, yeah, exactly. The fact that it's only 20% exercise. So only 20% of people are exercising. So these are all reasons why kids should be playing competitive sports. Right? So you got a bunch of fat kids, you got only 20% of the people exercising, you got people in poor health later in life. So all of those are reasons. Right. 13 seconds, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 6. All right. Moving on. Nice. I don't know why this looks like this. Just doing that. All right. Some of the highlights of the advice were released Monday, November 12th at the American Heart Association conference. This advice was also published in the Journal of American Medical Association. So these are two groups that deal with like human health. 3 hours a day of activity is recommended. The biggest change: start young. Guidelines for activity used to begin at age 6. The new ones say preschoolers aged 3 to 5 should be encouraged to take part in active play throughout the day. The guidelines don't call for a certain amount, but say a good target may be 3 hours of various levels. That's similar in guidelines in many countries and is the usual amount of activities this age do. So one thing I would probably take from that is starting young better. Paragraph 7. All right, from ages 6 to 17, at least 1 hour of moderate to vigorous activity throughout the day is recommended. Most of it should be aerobic. Do you guys know what the difference was between aerobic and anaerobic is? That should be something your gym teachers would teach you. Has anybody ever heard those two words, aerobic and anaerobic? I don't hear you, Ariel. I don't know if it's my computer or yours. Can anybody hear Ariel, or is it just me? I can't hear him. Joskar, did you hear what Ariel's saying? I can't hear you either. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna come back. I don't know why I can't hear you either. Someone say something to see if my volume is working.
No.
All right, fine. I hear you now. Sorry, Ariel. All right, cool.
Which was the last paragraph? What was the number?
Give me 1 second. I'll go right to it. So it's paragraph 7.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not presenting. I'm going to present. Give me a second. So, all right, there we go. So this should be. So, sorry guys, I just wanted to make sure my volume worked. That sucked before. All right, so starting young is better is paragraph 7. All right, so what did you say? Actually, Ariel, I asked you if you knew the difference between the word aerobic and anaerobic. What was your response?
Aerobic is like all about flexibility.
No. It's a good guess, though. Aerobic and anaerobic. What have you guys probably have heard the word aerobic before? Do they make you do aerobics in gym classes? They probably do.
Gymnastics.
No. They make you do aerobics in gym? They probably do, right? They've said like, all right, time for aerobics. They've said that, right? Yeah, maybe in the YMCA they make you say that too. All right, so aerobics are exercises that work your heart. Okay, so things like running, jogging, doing jumping jacks, things that make you do like a lot of like quick, fast activities. Those are considered aerobics because what they do is they make your heart beat fast. Anaerobic exercises are generally exercises that people do to build up strength, to build up muscle. So like weightlifting or anything that's like really strenuous and hard to do, those are anaerobic. Okay, so those are two different ideas. So if somebody says aerobic activity, it means like anything that makes your heart pump fast. So running, jogging, skip, like stuff like that. All right, so let's go back. So it says most of it should be aerobic, the kind that gets the heart rate up, such as brisk walking, biking, or running. At least 3 times a week, exercise should be vigorous and include muscle and bone strengthening activities like climbing and playing on equipment or playing sports. So this part here, these activities they're talking about would be anaerobic, right? So like muscle strength stuff. Now, there's 2 words here that you guys might not know. What does the word moderate mean? And what does the word vigorous mean? Moderate, vigorous. Does anybody know either one? Moderate and vigorous. Yes or no? Anybody? And so moderate means like medium level, and vigorous means like really hard, like tough. So we're going to take this idea, which is actually important. I'm just going to copy paste it because it's easy. You can copy. Oh, actually, don't copy paste it. I'll make it. You guys can see that's kind of small. Maybe get bigger. Let's go with. It's big enough. Okay, so copy that down. This is paragraph 8, I believe. Okay, so from ages 6 through 17, at least 1 hour of moderate to vigorous. And again, remember, moderate and vigorous means like either medium difficulty or really hard activity. So again, gym is important because you got to make sure that you're doing some level of hard or medium level stuff. Right? So you should be running hard every day or jogging or doing something difficult for your health. The second thing we're actually going to take from this bottom part. Do you guys need more time, or you guys got that? Do you have it, or you need more time?
More time.
All right, I'll give you another minute to copy that. Again, it says from ages 6 through 17, at least 1 hour of moderate to vigorous activity throughout the day is recommended. And that's from paragraph 8. All right, so the second idea is from that last sentence. I'm just going to paste that there. And then make it bigger.
Mr. Vera,
Yeah.
what was that last from? Which paragraph?
Paragraph 8. This is from age 6 through 17. All right, so this same paragraph, okay, says at least 3 times a week, exercise should be vigorous. Actually, did I just copy and paste the same thing again? Yeah, I did. Hold on. I got to copy it right, but it's not the right one. It's this one. There we go. Let's make this bigger, actually. All right, so at least 3 times a week, exercise should be vigorous and include. Is that the same thing again? No, it's not. Okay, I'm losing my mind over here. I'll give you time to copy that. So it's at least 3 times a week, exercise should be vigorous and include. So copy that first, and then I'll switch it in a minute. Pena, are you writing this down? Because I will come over there and give you a karate chop if you're not. Stay focused, Pena. At least 3 times a week. Exercise should be vigorous and include muscle and bone strengthening activities like climbing on the playground. It's on the top of the thing. Give me a second and I will show you. Actually, I'll slide down because you don't need to see this side. That's the name of it. All right. Scroll down a little bit more so you can see the rest of it. There we go. So let me scroll down. You got that Zoom, all right? You don't need more time writing that down, did you? All right. This is about adults, so I'll read it, but we don't need to take anything down because we're only focused with other kids. So it says, for adults, the recommended time for exercise stays the same. Adults need at least 2.5 to 5 hours of moderate intensity or 1.25 to 2.5 hours of vigorous activity a week. At least 2 days a week, adults should include muscle strengthening exercises like push-ups or lifted weights. So this is about adults, so we're only focused on kids. There's only one. There's one key change though. It used to be thought that aerobic activity had to be done for at least 10 minutes. Now, even short times are known to help. Even a single short time of activity gives short-time benefits such as lowering blood pressure, reducing anxiety, and improving sleep. This is all for adults, so I'm skipping that for now. Sitting too much is especially harmful. Obviously, this is not good news for us because what are we doing all day? Sitting, sadness. Kids can be taught the importance of exercise. The advice is similar for older adults. Older adults should also do things that promote balance, such as leg raises to help avoid falls. Dr. Valentin Fuster, a cardiologist at New York Mount Sinai Hospital, has been working on a goal to get younger children to exercise. Fuster's project has worked for years with the Heart Association and Sesame Workshop, the producers of TV Sesame Street. At the conference, Fuster gave results of a 4-month program to improve knowledge and attitudes about exercise and health. The program worked with 562 kids ages 3 to 5 in a Head Start preschool in Harlem. It was really successful, Fuster said. Once they understood how the body works, they began to understand physical activity and its importance. When brains are young, it's the best opportunity to set health habits that last, he said. All right, so let's use this last sentence, which is from the last paragraph. Okay, so we should be able to see that. I'll just put the last paragraph. What's going on with you, Fernando? You keep cutting in and out. You having problems with your computer there, bud? Mr. Grande? Are you having problems with your computer today?
No, it's just my internet went out for a couple seconds. Cause I'm over here and I'm next to the plug, and it went out, and it has to be like 5 to 6 minutes,
True.
and it just let me connect back in.
Yeah, it's not time to leave, Rosario. I'm confused. You got like 20 something minutes left, buddy. It's the end of third period, not fourth period. Confused, Rosario, confused. All right, now, taking this information that we've been using, these are basically citations that I can use. Yeah, it's not time to leave, Rosario. This guy's hilarious. I'm going to have a phone call in a second. All right, so we're going to use this information and basically just do a body paragraph real quick so you can see how your body paragraph should look. So I'll just take this last idea. This is what I'm actually going to cite. Does everybody have this? Because I'm going to close it in a second. Does anybody need more time? Does anybody need time? All right, so I'll give you like another minute. Copy that down. While you're doing that, I'm going to do something on this side. Again, you don't need to do what I'm doing on this side here. This is going to be separate. It's not pulling up the rest of the options. Where is the rest of the options? Being evil. Come on, I don't know why it's doing that. What's the other options? That's weird. Why is it not letting me pull up Google Docs? There we go.
Wait a second. What time does the period end?
What are you saying to me?
What time does the period end?
33?
Oh,
I think, right? I think so, right? Let me double check. It's not 20 whatever time or 10:10 whatever you thought. Let me look.
It says 10:43.
I don't think it's 43. I think it's 33. Let me check.
I see it on the thing. It says 10:43.
Let me look. That's the normal time in the class, isn't it? All right, you might be right. Let me look. Let's see. So your period ends at, yeah, you're right, 43. Correct. True that. All right. There we go. All right. So now all I'm doing is showing you guys how to do a body paragraph, but making sure that you cite correctly. So, what are the three things that you should have in your body paragraphs that we've been going over for days? What are the three things? Yeah, Rosario, you're confused. What are the three things? If you don't know, I'm going to have to come karate chop with you next. TRD, Ariel, fantastic. What does the T stand for? Anyone besides Ariel, please? T stands for... so okay, good. Transition, followed by your one reason, followed by details. So all I'm going to do is show you what a body paragraph would look like if I was going to say that kids should play sports, and then this is my reason. So basically, this reason would be that you should be teaching kids to use sports early in life. So my transition, go with the good old first of all. Actually, let me make it big so you guys can see. This is what a body paragraph should look like. All right, so I have my transition. Okay, I have my reason, which is going to be that it's best for kids to be doing it when they're young. So first of all, kids should be playing competitive sports because it is best for kids to develop healthy habits when they are younger. And now I would talk a little bit more about what I feel about this, right? So kids are very impressionable. They will follow whatever, no, that's actually one word, whatever pattern they are used to at a young age. The kids need to know how to behave and be healthy. Okay, so this is me starting off. I have my ideas. This is my reason. This is me talking about it. Details. Now, I have to put a quote. This is a quote. How do I do that? I use the guide. Let's go back to the guide to make sure that we do it right. So the one slide you should use is this one. This one basically just tells you how to do it. So I have my sentence starter, then I put the quote, then I put how this quote is proving me right. So I take one of these, so it doesn't matter which one I use. Right? So I'll go with in the text, and then I put the name of it in the text. Again, the name of it is. Do I have it open still? Yeah. I'm just going to copy paste it. This is the name of it. So copy and paste it instead of having to type it in the text, comma, pasted that article name. I'll change the font size later. It doesn't make a difference right now. Exercise is important for everyone, even as kids as young as 3. The author says, and then what do? I take what he says. I just copy and paste it because this is exactly what he said. Copying and pasting it. Again, these are the quotes I'm using. Why is it doing that? That's not what I wanted. Stop. Hold on. Again, this is the exact words from the thing. So it's actually not the author. Let me rephrase that. In the text, it's actually the doctor says, when brains are young, it's the best opportunity to set health habits that last, he said. And then I put my end quote. Anything that's said out in the article has to be within the quotes, right? So again, what did I do? I used, did I just delete it yet? No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. There it is. I used the sentence starter to first, right? Then I put the actual words. Now the last part is explaining how this proves me right. So it says in the text, exercise is important for everyone, even kids as young as 3, the doctor says. When brains are young, it's the best opportunity to set the health habits. Let me make this all look the same because it's driving me nuts now, so it's 32. All right. Now, afterwards, I have to explain that quote. Again, this is probably the thing that most of you guys always forget to do is explaining. You put the quote, but then you don't explain how that quote proves you're right. So this information, which is from a doctor that researches child development, proves that kids need to be involved in healthy activities. Children that participate in sports are following these guidelines. Okay, let me big enough so that you guys can see. So again, you don't have to write this stuff down. I'm just showing you how to do it. Again, got my transition in the beginning. I got my reason right after it, and then all of this is just details. But if you want to do a good argumentative essay, you have to have at least one quote from some sort of article or something that proves yourself correct. Mr. Manaya, stop watching videos. You're in like another world today. What are you watching? You're watching something.
My sister.
Oh, she's pretty entertaining too.
She was trying to find the charger.
Ah, I see.
Is it working?
All right, so we didn't do any cons. So this article, Ayana, was all about pros, but we always make sure that we do cons as well. If there was something there that was negative, I would have wrote it down, but there was nothing negative in that article. All right, so what you're doing now is you are going back into your body paragraphs. Make sure you have your transition, one reason, and then details. And then now you know how you should be putting quotes in. So make sure that you're going through the articles that you read and putting in at least one quote that helps prove yourself correct. If you finished your body paragraphs, obviously you're working on the introduction, which I went over. Was that 2 days ago or yesterday? I forget. That was 2 days ago. And you're doing that. Again, most importantly, I am grading your second body paragraph now. Your second body paragraph was due like Monday. Your third body paragraph was due yesterday. But again, you're going into all of those body paragraphs and making sure you have at least one quote. If you're finished with your body paragraphs, make sure you're working on your intro. If anybody needs help, just send me a message and I will help you. This is all about should kids be playing competitive sports or not. We've been working on it. So you started it. You got to make changes to it.
So what I wrote was wrong, and then I have to redo it?
Actually, what you did actually was you took quotes. So you're ahead of the game in that sense. So you can use those quotes to prove yourself right. But what you need to work on is making sure that you have your reason there, that you have details to support it, but now you have quotes that you can actually use to support your ideas. After you're done with your 3 paragraphs, I think your 2 paragraphs might be the same reason too, so you got to make sure you have a different reason. And then you need to make sure you're working on those 3 paragraphs. When you're done, work on your intro. And again, if you need help, just send me a message and I'll help you with it. Yeah. All right, so again, if you did not attach your second body paragraph, do it now because otherwise you're getting a 0. So those of you guys who didn't do it, make sure you attach it now. And again, if you need help, just send me a message and I'll help you work on this, any of it. And I'm going to share this video with you now.